Alright, greetings everyone. Hope all of you are having a fantastic day. Let's get back to it. And this is the correct team. It is. Let's go. Alright, still. Oh, finally. Okay. I can recruit. So, headhunters, clerics. Oh, nice. I want to split that up. I don't. Actually. All at the same time. Okay. Let's go. Headhunters. I guess I'll put 22 over there. Oh, we already have 110 conscripts. Great. So now we'll put that at the edge. 11 Hell Knights, 31 Hell Knights, 11 clerics, 14 clerics. Split 2 groups of clerics. Refresh the Hell Knights. That looks like a much better group. Okay. Now we can get back to clearing out some of these map areas. So we'll go up there, make our way over there. Now, I wanted to go down here. Right? Okay. Here. Here. No, here. Boom.
Crusading isn't that boring after all.
Oh, nice. Interesting. Loot him. Good lord. Really? Why'd y'all put it all the way over there like that? Go. All right, over here. Leave. All right. And since we're here, let's make sure we're not missing anything. I keep expecting Woljin to has pace because usually he does.
Wet dog.
Wintersun. All right. No. Not rest. All right. Excellent. Rest here. I keep bringing out the same team. Why does it keep making me refill those positions? Come on, man. Oh. Oops, not recruit. Okay. Let's go there. All right. Okay, so this is just, oh, this is the scout. It just travels around the map looking for you so that it can catch up with you. It's relatively easy to take care of. So we'll do this. Do this. Do. Hey. High morale. I'll take it. Boom. How dare you? Yeah, see, that's the advantage of those headhunters. Whenever you're dealing with archers, you can just leave them alone. Because the archers will almost always try to attack the ranged unit first. So you can focus on the other groups, just let the archer attack you, and then you automatically attack back. Unless it has a ridiculous amount of units, in which case you might feel like you need to cut them down just to ensure that your people don't get obliterated. Well, excellent. All right. Boom. The mine was once filled with the undead, but has now been cleaned. When demons get close to the mine to save themselves, the miners block the entrance, hoping the help would arrive before they starve to death. Alas, help never arrived, and those trapped suffered a truly horrible fate. Daily income increased, material points times 10. All right. And now, real fight. So that's 7, 3, 10, 12. Holy smokes. Yeah. Some of these we're going to leave alone for now. All right. Wow. Surprisingly inconsequential. Alrighty then. Interested to try it out at least. Okay. Excellent. Oof! Holy smokes! Obliterated him. Oh, that was just wholly unnecessary. Sheesh. Wow. Oh, just very terrible. Great. All right. Heal others. Wow, a lousy 4. That's all. is what it is. Oh crap! No, 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 no! Ah, I meant to heal. Damn. Oh well. Well, at least we cut him down some. Yep, that's it. Damn. Ooh, nice. I am aroused. Okay. Him. Yeah, we'll start with. Excellent. Did it again. Oh, thank you, thank you. Heal others. Help the cleric. Alright, we're gonna take a chance. There we go. Got some more now. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, and that... This guy might come around to my archers. Oh, that'd be terrible. That'd be terrible. That's exactly what he's going to do. To great effect. As we can, right? He has no way to get to that other guy, so over here. Oh. Oh. Annoying. Very annoying. Very annoying. Alright. Is there a better way I could have done that? Not really. Not really, consider what I have. It's just accept the way things are. Accept it. It is what it is. I was about to say, when do I get the victory score? Oh, that was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. Huge clefts had been hewn into the rocky land, leaving only a high, narrow passage, wide enough for a rank of only 5 soldiers. Demons put up a fierce defense of the cliffs above, but were slaughtered. So now Crusaders could take control of this advantageous defensive position. Boom, boom, boom. What's this? You've got level 3. You know what? Maybe I should have done some repositioning. Now that I think about it. Oh well. Yeah, I don't want to be stuck out here. First, I guess. Hey, you're getting obliterated. Awesome. Excellent. That'll work. Boom. Boom. Not quite dead yet, huh? There we go. Use that. Excellent. The grove had long been dry and dead. The spiders that once occupied it have been slaughtered. Monstrous web cocoons hang from the branches, containing the remains of their victims and a certain number of useful items that miraculously were not dissolved in the spider's corrosive drool. That is 12. Definitely not messing around with that. Or maybe over there is where to get one. Whatever. All right. Beep, beep, boom.
It went splendidly.
Although the blight has consumed certain plants, some magic is protecting the area and preventing the decay from spreading.
A success
The
worthy
camp
of
is
praise.
abandoned, but there are no signs of struggle anywhere. The tracks indicate that the Crusaders left
Without a
willingly.
doubt.
Right.
This kill is for you.
And the doll. Like that.
This experiment has gone awry.
This horse died relatively recently. And that appears to be all we know. Ooh.
Oh, skip the pleasantries.
Quadritium Turino. Quadritium Turino. Machana Savitur.
The ghost of a giant bear growls furiously, devouring you with its small, wicked eyes, yet unable to harm the living.
We march ahead.
A success worthy
It looks
of
like the
praise.
bear was killed using magic. Ice magic at that.
I will guide us.
Interesting. So as a lich, I can see the dead. That definitely confirms it. So that's why I can see those corpses in the present cemetery. Tainted blood. 15 seconds. Yeah, okay. Whatever. It's fine. The writing in common reads, so that young ears may heed old wisdom, we hide it, scattered among many caches. Youth enjoys guessing and seeking. What's this?
This is my kind of work.
Someone brings flowers to the statue regularly. Some bouquets are dry, others are a little wilted, and one is fresh. The inscription in Halet, the language of old Socorro, says, "May you be forever joyful, Lady of the Sun." The mutilated body undoubtedly belongs to one of the missing crusaders. His killers didn't even bother to strip him of his gear. He's nauseated, okay? The blood and charring almost conceal the heraldic symbols of the crusade on the dead man's armor, but they can still be made out. So there's no choice but to go through here. Yeah, go up.
Without a doubt.
Oof.
Go for their heart!
Stand with me.
You should have listened to reason.
That is not pleasant at all. Why does it seem like you're not attacking? Oop.
I'll make short work of this. Rules are made to be broken.
Come on, Darren, hurry it up. Hey, seems like he was taking forever to get there. Let's go back over here. Nope, nothing popping up. Okay. Okay, we're good on that.
We shall overcome.
I could just feel that he was that was the last little fireball. Okay. Masterwork, something. Masterwork. Masterwork, something. Something. Excellent.
A failure is
You
just
do
a
not
step to a
recognize the runes
success.
carved on the stone. Come on, Mania. Get it together. I expect better of you. And yep, all of that is useful. Ooh, ooh. I didn't notice that they had failed a perception check
Pretty
before.
good, aren't I?
Collect all of that. Okay. It's good for
Ugh,
the
the
most
waiting's never fun.
Magritium Turino.
part. Yep.
Forwards.
Continue on. What's down here? And a cutscene has started. What's this about? Oof. That bear looks like no joke. Nice red circle under you to let me know you're gonna be a problem, huh? All right. Just ran up. Should not be running up. Poor thing. Scan, collect all. Awesome. Something's over there. Take all of that. A little moss. Sure. Right. A whole lot of them. It just seems like Simba's getting hit. But it sure looks like that loaded number of Simba. And somebody else is already down. Bossa. One more time. Excellent. All right. Scan, collect all. Okay. Save that. Greater dire boar, right. Okay. So there's a bunch of animals here that are just laying down. You can't attack them. And then other animals will attack you as well, or you can just leave them alone. Text and Halit. Honor the old, guard the young, and stand with those whose prime has come. It's not considered, as far as I can tell at least, it's not considered evil or evil if you attack them, nor good if you leave them alone. You know, so you probably can just go ahead and attack them from extra experience if you wanted to. I don't bother with it. I don't know what that's about either. Why they all of a sudden lay down like that. I think that's probably a beta issue. Receive Rowan's letter. And if we take a look at it, wait, maybe it's already listed at the bottom. Here we go. The letter has been carefully kept in an oiled leather bag, but the years have not been kind to it. The paper is so fragile that it is almost crumbling in your hands. To Soanna the seer. Mother, this is my last letter. I hope the Raven delivered it safely. The decision has been made. We are leaving for the south, for Gundren, further away from the Whirlwound. I beg you, come with us. You turned down my last request, and I don't know this person you have become. Where did this pride come from? Before you were wise and fair. Can it be that the spirits of the abyss have reached the good spirits of our forest and twisted your mind as well? I don't care what happens to this place. I only want you to live, Mother. I was told you crafted yourself a special amulet to subdue spirits. Does that mean you want to bind a spirit from the abyss by imprisoning it in the body of an animal? You know your powers are not what they were. You won't manage it alone. Even if you do, nothing good will come from this abominable ritual. Please come with us. Your children and grandchildren need you. The wild animals in this deranged forest do not. We will wait for you at the pass till the 10th day of the month. Your loving daughter, Rome.
I will guide us.
Skeleton over there. Perception check failed.
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign.
Successful. Cloak of resistance +4. Excellent.
We march ahead.
This is my kind of work.
Bracers of some kind. Veteran marksman bracers. Why'd that still show up in yellow? Okay. No reason apparently. Perception is missing. Nope, doesn't seem like it. An old dwarf woman, so ancient that she looks like she's been carved from a piece of gnarled driftwood, stands in the middle of the cave. The only decoration visible among her filthy rags is a clay medallion in the shape of a complicated knot. Without a word, she touches the wolf in front of her. The tremors slowly leave the animal's body and its eyes clear. The wolf inclines its head as if it thanks and leaves the cave. The old woman raises her head, noticing you, but her gaze never settles on anything for long. You're here. The hunter going from body to body has reached this place, but Orso, the great bear, will not leave you in peace. He will make you pay for every animal. Leave, you reek of blood. This old woman is a shaman. I can sense her connection to the spirits of this forest. The hunter brought a spirit talker with him. She reeks even more of blood than the hunter. Camellia continues, paying no heed to the woman's words. But the connection is dark, tainted, like the whole forest. Be careful, Samori Sykes. I cannot discern her place in this web of lies. Is she a juicy old fly that's been caught, or the spider itself? So, Anna? The old woman shudders, her gaze looking through you into the distance. So, Anna, yes, it's a chorus that called her Soanna the Wise, Soanna the Seer. They brought her gifts, sought her counsel. What would you ask her if you met her? Why didn't you go with your daughter? Soanna the Seer, running to Gundren with her tail between her legs? No, I could not leave. Let others hide behind the walls of their cities. This forest is my life, my chapel. Even if I could have made it through the wound and gone south, no, out of the question. How could I look my children in the eye? Their foolish mother who tried to fight the war wound alone and lost. No, that will never happen. Tell me about this forest. The old woman sighs wistfully and a bright, sweet smile dawns on her face. Our forest in its glory days was a sight to behold. Crowds would come from the cities and villages for the Sun Festival to watch the shamans perform the rites of the Meadow of Spirits. We would sing and the forest would answer us, its voices blending with the voices of hundreds of people, and peace reigned over all. And when night fell, the mead flowed like a river, and young men and women jumped over the bonfire. Lucky was the one who caught sight of the great Orso, silently cutting his path through the forest. The first summer flowers would spring up wherever he stepped. Corvin laid a wreath of these flowers on my head, and I became his wife. I washed my children in the holy spring in the meadow of the spirits, and they grew up healthy and strong. This forest was my land. The great Orso came at my call. Her voice catches and her wrinkled lips tremble. Where is it all now? Where? I'll never understand why so many shamans believe it their duty to live in dirty caves surrounded by filth, damp, and wild animals. It stinks in here. Tell me about Socorus. The old woman's lips set in a hard line as she stands taller. Now you glimpse the proud shaman she used to be. I don't want to talk about Socorus. Its rulers were fools. I told them we needed to wipe out those mages, wipe them out without mercy, but they didn't listen to me. I told them that the city walls had cut them off from the spirits. They didn't listen to me. Socorus fell as it must. It was infested with mages seeking knowledge in dark places. But how glorious it was, how mighty. Can it really all be gone? The cities of Socorus were swallowed by the whirlwind. And Gundren. No, I don't want to know about Gundren. No. The old woman's lips quiver. She covers her mouth with her hand and turns away. What did you do to the wolf? A sickened spirit, a sorrowful spirit had now settled in the wolf. But why does a blood-soaked hunter need to know that? Does the hunter look them in the eye when he kills them? Does he understand their fear? They come to us and we give them comfort. But a hunter can give nothing but death. Go away. Do you know where to find the giant bear's lair? The old woman gives a deranged chuckle. The hunter asks us where to find Brother Bear's home? Everywhere. It is everywhere. He is master of this forest. Great Orso, we call him. Now it is Orso the Terrible. But while the soul of the forest lives, there is still hope. Hope of what? No, we must not say. The master of the forest protects us. We do it all ourselves. We do not need anyone. Be gone, bloody hunter. Be gone. How have you and the forest managed to survive in the midst of the whirlwind? The master of the forest protects his domain. Master of the forest, also the Terrible, is our guardian. So it has always been and always will be. I'll leave you in peace.
Forwards.
Those ribs.
Let me draw the first blood.
You still got plenty. You there. You, who's that? And you. Yeah, keep doing. No, he's only a single target, so let's go with this. You. Let's go with that. No, we're single target. Whoa, what was that? Not good, not good, not good. Unable to withstand the blow, Orso drops to the ground. He is still alive, but his strength is dwindling. Noticing your continued proximity, he bares his teeth and snarls as if he's trying to say something. Grrr. Look in the bear's eyes. The bear's small eyes convey malice, but also wariness, like you're seeing a defeated opponent before you are not a wild animal. There's a spark of intelligence in that gaze, not just hate, but also pain. The bear looks at his scarred and parasite-ridden body. One particular spot draws the eye, a brand marked with an intricate design, the same one as on the shaman's medallion. Examine the bear's body. The bear's fur is matted and infested with parasites, and numerous scars cover the bear's body. One particular spot draws your eye, a brand marked with an intricate design, the same one as the shaman's medallion. What did Soana do to you? Upon hearing the name, the bear freezes, then raises his hand and unleashes a long, drawn-out howl, full of yearning and pain. Kill the bear.
We will prevail.
Tell the shaman what happened. Oh, there it goes.
Smile.
Lose
The world's
anything?
not ending just yet.
What in the hell? What's the problem? Okay. This fight I certainly didn't mean to start. This is kind of bad.
doubt.
And the Melodians still stay down. Interesting. The old woman greets you with a challenging look. There's no trace of her former madness, and her face is now twisted in fury. I felt his death. That wasn't just a bear you killed. He was a spirit of the abyss, but he was still our protector. The trees are green now, but soon the carcass's poison will seep into the roots. Creatures from the other side will come, and nothing will be left but a toxic wasteland because of you. I've had it up to here with your raving, you crazy old hag. Your guardian nearly took my head off. What is your life worth compared to the life of the whole forest? The old crone invited the abyss spirit into this forest, and by doing so, she believes she is protecting the forest against the abyss. Camellia rolls her eyes. It would be sad if it weren't so funny. You are no place to judge me, spirit talker. Your hands are as blood-stained as mine. I saw a mark left by your medallion on the bear's pelt. The old woman crosses her arms over her chest. Yes, Orso the Terrible is my creation. I use this medallion to control an evil spirit of the abyss after linking it to the sacred bear, and I force the spirit to serve good by linking our lives together. Do spirits of the abyss wreak as much evil as demons do? The woman sighs in irritation. Yes, they are just as evil. The spirits of the abyss are abominations. The forest spirits fear them to the point of madness. They seek refuge from their madness by possessing wild animals. You saw what that looks like. You saw how I separate them. But in every moment of suffering, there is hope. By separating them, I learned how to bind them. What happened to Orso, the great spirit? The old woman clenches her fist. It has lived for centuries in a bear's body, ancient as the forest itself. It ensured that the trees grew tall and the flowers bloomed. It ensured the deer had grass to eat and the wolves enough deer meat. But the natural order has been broken. I had to do something, and I did it. The kind Orso that was known as Sakaris is gone forever, but the guardian of the forest remains. Your bear is dead. What are you going to do now? The old woman shrugs. I will mourn Orso, but life must continue. That is the law of nature. This place is full of spirits of the abyss. They fly around aimlessly, driving the forest spirits mad, and they seek refuge in the minds of the animals. I will set them to work to replace Orso, and I will bind as many abyssal creatures as my strength can manage. Darren gives the old woman a harsh, malicious smirk. It turns my stomach whenever I see smug masters of fate such as you. Do you think you have the right to do whatever you want to other people? Do you think it's funny to take a living creature and thrust some disembodied spawn from the abyss inside it? I hope you burn along with every tree in this precious forest you were supposedly trying to protect. Interesting. As an evil person, do I want to kill the shaman? Not really. Your forest and its problems are none of my concern. Do what you're gonna do. I'm not worried about it. The quest is done. If you're good, though, you've got to go ahead and kill her. That's the only way to free Orso from what she's done. Which is actually interesting. Usually, it's the evil path that forces you to kill someone.
You can trust me.
So it says she can call down... I need to read this and understand. It says she can call down lightning, but how does that work? Hunter. Immediately upon completion of the spell and once per round thereafter, you may call down a 6-foot wide, 3-foot long vertical bolt of lightning. Flashes down a vertical stroke, whatever target point you choose within the spell's range. Any creature in the target square on the path of the bolt is affected. You do not need to call upon other actions that can be performed first. Each round after the first, you may use a standard action, concentrating on the spell to call a bolt. Each time you cast a bolt, the spell's duration is reduced by 1 minute. Okay, so by automatically setting her to cast a bolt, it should be casting it, I assume? I'm still a little confused because she's used up all instances of it. It seems like if she had gained some sort of ability to be able to just cast it without taking up a usage, then she wouldn't already be out of it. So still weird to me, but whatever. Let's move on. Okay. And this is where we're going, right? Okay. Keep going up. Hey, there's a city beyond there. Deal with that some. Oh, wait. Something over here, too. Oh, he's got a disease on him.
Missed me already.
Fails to only 2 modifier? Okay. Don't I have a... No, I think I got rid of my remove disease wand. Now that I think about it. Yeah. Because I was thinking, oh, I'll never use this. What's the point? And now I can't get rid of this disease. Right. All right, is what it is. Not the end of the world.
Our path leads on.
Two of them. Oh, okay, so she is calling down lightning. Okay. So it's working in some sort of way. Oh, whoops. Keep forgetting it needs a manual heal.
Let us not hesitate.
All right. Sane half elf. A huge tree entirely turned to stone. Its surfaces reveals ancient ruins written in an unknown language. Mixed together, calamus and sedge. Wait 5 years, 5 moons, and 5 days until the serpent ascends the staircase. Have patience, and you will at last behold as the fish soars into the clouds. The half-elf is still relatively young, but the hardships she has borne have turned her into a crone. Her long hair is gray and tangled, her face is sunken, and her teeth are rotting in her mouth. She hobbles around the petrified tree, trailing her broken fingernails over the carved runes and mumbling nonsense under her breath. Who are you? Dragging her gaze away from the runes, she looks at you and you see a barely there spark of sanity in her glazed eyes. Who am I? I'm... me. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. She focuses again on the pattern of the stone's runes. On the 10th day after the winter solstice, break branches of rowan. Do not touch yew or ash. Let me take you somewhere safe. This is my place here, where the roads rise up to the sky. The roots intertwine with the winds of the heavens. Here, where truth is turned to stone, life is merged with death. Here. Leave. Paying you no mind, the half-elf continues mumbling and disjointed phrases and running her fingers over the petrified bark. Oak does not lie. Elm never tells the truth. Heed not the blackthorn's words. Understanding the you will come with time. Yeesh.
I welcome your company.
Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos.
All right. Interesting.
Oh, yes, pretty.
All right, Celine, let's check
Anything
them.
new?
Still
Ask
good.
nicely.
You require my unbiased opinion?
Back to that.
I stand ready.
He's still good. All right.
What a mess!
All right. They all just got long spears. That's the Babel. Something different. Text and Halit. Wisdom cannot be etched in stone. It can only be carried in the heart. Those weird little strangers again. No clue how to end that quest line, by the way. So let's see. Same there. Yep, okay, I've already been there.
Defeat is not an option.
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos.
I will see this through.
Come on, how do I only heal myself for 6? How does that work? How's it that I'm healing my summon for so much, but I'm healing myself for minimal amount of points? That's so weird. Whatever. All right. Continue on. Indecipherable ranting.
I will not falter.
How dare you steal from the dead knights of Socorus? Return my whip or you will know my wrath.
I will guide us. Without a doubt.
Hush, it's over there. Be quiet or else it'll hear us and... Bugger it, it's got me. It's eating me alive. I'm dead. Ah! I really like being able to talk with the spirits. That's a cool part of being a lich. Morveg. You see a young crusader from the Everbright Crusaders. Commander, my name is Morveg. You might remember me. Or my mentor, Chiar. Thank the gods you're here. I need help. An old temple of Gorum is here in this cave. I've come here for a weapon, a powerful weapon. It's an axe and it's stored down there. Master Chiar would never agree to use it. That's why I came here without him. Believe me, this relic will be very useful for fighting demons. But I can't get it alone. I need your help. Are you all right? You notice the young man's pale and sweating face, but his voice is firm. I'm all right, Commander. Don't worry about me. What kind of weapon are you looking for? It's called the Fang of Malice. It's an axe devoted to Gorum. A long time ago, in the times of Socorus, his shrine used to stand here. The Fang is the perfect weapon. With it, the Crusaders will be invincible. Why do you need my help? Actually, do they ever... Okay, no, I haven't missed it. I was wondering if they ever explained who Gorum is, but not in this convo. Why do you need my help? There's a demon up ahead, a huge and horrible creature who I can never defeat by myself. The beast gobbled up my guide in one go. Help me. Kill the monster. How did you come to know of this place? The young man proudly juts out his chin. I am a Kelid. This place used to belong to my family, or rather, my family took care of this shrine of Gorum. We were a clan of warriors. When we had to flee, we passed the memory of the shrine down through generations. Mothers would whisper to their babes the magic words to bring the lost relic back, so that those children wouldn't forget those words even on their deathbed. Of course, I didn't know where exactly to look for the temple. I hired a guide. The demon finished him off in a split second, and I had to retreat in disgrace. The boy isn't lying. There are many spirits here. I can sense them. Hostile spirits, hell-bent on bloodshed. I see more than a few of your ancestors among them, boy. There is a strong family resemblance. If Char was here, he'd tell you to go back to Dresden. Will you come back with me? The young man looks at you stubbornly. Master Char doesn't understand me. No, I must fulfill my duty. Help me, and then I will return to Dresden. A dark shadow passes over the young man's face. I'll kill the demon. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. I'm not strong enough for this fight. May Gorum bless you with his power. Morveg holds his talisman tightly, a straw wolf figure. He closes his eyes and begins to chant. Rumgarbar, Tundan Kathar, Gorum Ayak. Anything over here I need to get? No.
It went splendidly.
Texan Halit. If you read all the admonitions, seek the reward in the heart of the stone.
ideas.
And I enjoy surprising people.
My tail is restless.
Together we stand.
The heartbeat quickens.
We defeated him. Follow me. The temple is very near. Uh-oh. What's going on with my pet? Is that confusion? Looks like confusion. How long? Oh, I guess it's already passed. Cool. Works for me.
Forwards.
Hey. What we have here? It's taking too long to load my inventory. I'm definitely gonna have to sell more things the next time I'm
Rules
in
are
camp.
made to be broken.
Although I thought I kind of cleaned it out rather well last time, but maybe not.
Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos.
Right. Here. All
Our
right.
time has
This,
come.
no joke.
Only you deserve my opinion.
I heed the voice of the spirit. What's on your mind? I wonder.
You are my favorite aide.
Rumgar Bar, Toten Qatar, Gorum Ayak. Yikes. The young man takes the black axe. His body trembles. Morveg's muscles bulge. They are growing, bulking like froth in a boiling pot. You see a horrible wound on his stomach that the young man was obviously hiding from you. Now is a gaping, bleeding hole filled with arm-thick snakes, his intestines. Morveg's voice is deep, animal-like. The fang of malice. The weapon of those who live by war. The weapon blessed by Gorum. The fang will make its owner a deadly, almost invincible warrior that hungers for battle. A warrior who won't betray, retreat, or desert, for battle will become their reason for living. Man becomes weapon. Char would say such a transformation is a sin. He doesn't understand. But you will. You will understand what a powerful weapon I'm giving to you. I will show you its power. Prepare to fight. Even now, dying, weak, I am invincible. Rumgar Bar, Toten Qatar. The giant points the black axe at you. What is this axe? This is the Fang of Malice. The one who takes it into battle will be devoted to war forever. The axe increases the power of its owner and banishes other thoughts from their mind. Only anger and the desire to fight remain forever. The owner of the Fang will never return home. He will look for more and more battles. Gorum's power comes through the axe, turning the warrior to his servant, invincible and mighty. Can you imagine the good this weapon could do in the war against the world wound? How about a dozen of them? They forged a lot of them in Socorus. You just have to find similar temples and arm your crusaders with them. You said something in the Keller tongue. What does it mean? This is the language of Socorus. 2 will enter, 1 will leave. That's what Priest of Gorum used to say when they entered this shrine. Then they conducted a solemn rite and fought to death for his glory. Today, we too will please Gorum with a fierce battle. You've lured me here. Why? First, I just wanted to bring the Fang to you in Dresden, but I almost died in my fight with the demon and resigned myself to my fate. But then you came. What a stroke of luck. Madness gleams in Morveg's eyes. I will show you what the Fang of Malice is capable of. You are the commander. You must understand that our war is more important than foolish prejudice. Defeating demons is worth any sacrifice. I might as well say it. You're wounded, I will help you. The lad gives you a grim smile. Too late. A piece of Arachne's stinger is stuck deep in my guts. It's oozing poison. Only skilled healer priest in Dresden can take it out, but I won't make it to the city. Anyway, it's all right. I'm a Kellid. I'm a warrior. I'm not afraid of dying. You want to fight? You will get a fight. A wild bear's roar comes out of the lad's chest. He attacks you. Gorum! All right. Still got haste, right? Cool. Wee bit of prayer. And he's got that one. Actually, let's see if we can do a little of that. That was just that. He's got 80 instances of that. Yes. Made that nice and easy. The giant drops to one knee heavily. Something dark, throbbing, and disgustingly alive falls out of the wound in his stomach. My wound is too deep. I'm dying, but you saw what I was capable of, even on the verge of death. Many such weapons were made in Socorus, the Fang of Malice, the Fang of Despair, envy, suffering, futility. All of them are interconnected, just as warriors in a unit are tied by the bonds of brotherhood. Take my axe and give it to the priest. Their prophecy will point you to other fangs. Arm your crusaders with them, and victory will be yours. A tiny object slips out of the giant's hand, a little straw wolf. Give this to Char, and tell him I did everything I could. I hope he can forgive me. Convulsions racking Morveg's body indicate that the end is near. The life of one Kellid wretch in exchange for such a powerful weapon? That's not a tragedy, that's a bargain. The young man rebelliously raises his head. I was a wretch, but I die a warrior. Avenge us. Avenge Socorus. Avenge our ancestors, our deaths, our humiliation, our poverty. Destroy these beasts. All of them. In summary, he fled from the guardianship of noble paladins just to die in an ancient dusty dungeon. I feel pity for the boy, but not much. The fury raging in the young man's eyes fades slowly. His body goes limp. All right. Excellent.
A failure is just a
Judging
step
by
to
the
a
scraps of
success.
moldering clothes, these two dead Sicorians, these two dead men were Sicorians. There we go. Nothing over there. Bag over there.
Have I pleased you?
Excellent. The altar of Gorum, the god of battle, radiates an aura of unrelenting fury, which even the war wound has failed to dampen after all these years. The corruption of the abyss retreats in the face of the cleansed relic's sanctified power. All right. Okay. Oh, crap. Okay, cool. See, why is he... Come on, don't do that. Come back down. So this is like a huge issue coming out of this cave, where sometimes... There we go. Now he's back down. You saw that cheetah was up in the air? When they're up in the air like that, they won't travel with you. They'll stay in this particular area. So you got to make sure that all of them are down on the ground when you leave. Otherwise, you could be in a situation where you'll basically have to reload a save. Unpleasant, to say the least.
This is my kind of work.
A success.
Text in Halit. When gazing at the stars, do not forget to look at what is right in front of you.
Your pain is my pleasure.
Without a doubt. Stand with me.
Excellent.
I will guide us.
I'll remove this obstacle.
Three more of those. He, on the other hand, is fresh out. Interesting. And just got wiped out. Isn't that nice?
Pretty good, aren't I?
This experiment has gone awry.
Do not recognize the runes carved on the stone. All right. Seems like we're almost out of spells. Let's go ahead and take this opportunity for a short break. Hey, there we go. Now I don't have to manually fill in the camp. And hey. Sleep gave me my champion back. Fully healed. Excellent. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and save here before we enter. And let's get to it. The somber, scarred warrior guarding the gates to the settlement almost chokes when he sees you. Stop! Stop, you monster! You've some nerve just showing up outside the walls of Wintersun like this. Why are you glaring at me? Do you think you can avoid the wrath of the Lady of the Sun? Camelia's voice is low and thrumming with anticipation. What did you call me? Commoner? I'd like you to say it one more time. With a lofty and radiant expression, Darren performs a subtle yet elegant bow to Camellia. My lady, allow me to be your knight and fight for your honor. I won't allow anyone to dishonor you with the slur, mangy monster. Unless my ears deceive me, Count, he did not mention the word mangy at all. Windwalk smiles broadly and lays a hand on her weapon. Master, may I? I know nothing about this place. Who are you and what is this settlement? You're awfully inquisitive for demons, aren't you? You must have only just crawled out of your abyss since you don't know what's what in the... Is that it? Well, know this. You're at the walls of Wintersun, the final bastion of the defenders of Socorus. The mighty Marhavok rules here, the greatest of all warriors ever to be born in this land. And we are protected by the Lady of the Sun, a sorceress whose powers are so great that she could incinerate an army of your kind on the spot. Why are you talking to me like that? How else should I talk the filthy spawn of the abyss? But I suppose you're right. Time to let our blades do the talking. Both guards grab their weapons. Stop, children of Wintersun. The voice, soft and stirring, is coming from a statue adorning the gates. Stop. Do not raise your weapons. Let them pass. This creature is my guest. I shall keep an eye on him. None can harm the children of Wintersun within my domain. The warrior's face hardens. What? Let this monster into our village? When we're the last place standing against the demons now that Dressen's fallen? You heard the Lady of the Sun, dimwit. Let him pass. What's this demon going to do to us anyway? The Lady of the Sun has protected us all these years, and no abomination from the abyss has ever captured Wintersun. And it's not going to happen today either. The second guard squints at you grimly. Suddenly, you hear a crash and screams from somewhere behind the buildings. Then comes a call of warriors to me. Both guards throw a final steely look at you before leaving their post and running toward the commotion. Only the wooden idol now remains to watch over the settlement's outskirts.
Our path leads on.
No crowding here, good neighbors, no crowding. A babu demon holding a pretty flower basket flashes a predatory grin. Poor Dar is not himself. He lost his family in Dresden and has been drowning his grief in wine for a few days. He always picks fights when he's drunk, and you know what a stonemace's fists are like. He's killed the boy, cry voices from the crowd. Make way, neighbor. We'll put him in a cellar to sleep it off. The babu turns around and hisses at the culprit, a huge baller at whose feet a young barbarian is lying covered in blood. I'm so tired of you, Nabal Dar. Go home and stop ruining the fun for the rest of us. What is he doing? Hitting the poor flower girl? Dar, wake up. The Lady of the Sun won't have things like this in Wintersun. What the demon is going on here? A tall warrior with dark hair and gray eyes stands between the humans and the roaring baller. He looks the fiend right in the eye. Are you forgetting where you are? These lands are protected by the Lady of the Sun. Behave, or I, Marhavok Grunhold, will throw you out of my town. The ballad's laughter is booming. You really think your beloved beauty could do anything to me? If I wanted to, I could break her neck, and yours, and your little worms, and the necks of every puny little human in the district. And then I'll pay a visit to the castle in the clouds and clear out every sunny little follower. I'm sick of this game anyway. I'm leaving. For now. Go about your business now. There's nothing to gawp at. The warrior bends down and picks up several of the flowers from the basket belonging to the Babu. He notices you and expresses hardness infinitesimally. Ah, a guest of my lady. I am the chief of the Wintersun clan. You can take a look around if you wish, but you must visit me in the clan hall. It would be rude of you not to pay a proper visit to the master while you're in his house. Demons are walking around your town like it's a home away from home, master. Marvok's mouth twists, like he's biting back a retort he desperately wants to deliver. In that case, shouldn't thanks be in order, demon? If not for the kindness of the lady, you would have been killed on the spot. I came here to find out who killed my crusaders. Their bodies are lying at your shrine by the lake. Marvok frowns. The lady's shrine is sacred to all the children of Wintersun. If someone is desecrated with murder, they will be punished. You're changing the subject. Marvok pauses. I'm not used to talking in the middle of the town square. Come to my hall, honored guest. We can speak there. Why shouldn't I just beat the answers out of you here and now? The laws of hospitality, Marvok grits out. The same laws that stopped me from tearing you to pieces in this very place. We will have our talking in my hall, honored guest. Windowog's eyes are calculating as she watches the barbarian walk away. He's not a bad chief. Strong, wrathful, knows how to command. He's not as good as the master, but still, I'd take him for a night or two. A woman with a wealth of long, dark hair stands by the statue, carefully touching the wood. Her long fingers slide along the smooth surface, searching for cracks and scratches. As you approach, the woman startles, tosses her head back, and you see her eye sockets are empty and scabbed over like old scars. Who's there? A stranger? I don't recognize your footsteps. I am a guest of the Lady of the Sun. She invited me to visit Wintersun. I am the Knight Commander of the Crusaders. I have come from Dresden looking for my missing people. A visitor from the outside and a Crusader too, the woman exclaims enthusiastically, but then she seems to falter, quirking her head like she's trying to listen to something. Her fingers tremble nervously. What do you want to talk to me about? Who are you? What happened to your eyes? My name is Geshmerha. I was a senior woodshaper in Wintersun, a wood carver or sculptor as you would call it. My level of skill is not bestowed on everyone. We woodshapers do not consider wood to be just a material. We do not make something out of it. We give the wood a new birth. We reveal its beauty in a new form. I come from an ancient line of craftsmen and women, and I swear that I have done everything to avoid bringing shame to my ancestors' memory. I strove to preserve beauty even in the midst of chaos, which is what the demons had turned Sakaris into, aided by the traitor Aralu. But one day, my gift failed me. At the request of Marhavok, our clan chief, I was tasked with carving a statue of the Lady of the Sun. But no matter how hard I tried, instead of a beautiful elf, my chisel again and again revealed a hideous monster in the wood. Marhavok flew into a rage when he saw my work. Geshmerha says, her voice quieter now. He personally cut out my eyes as punishment, and journeymen were given the task of finishing the statue. The clan did not turn its back on me, of course. The children of Wintersun do not drive out their own, even those who have transgressed before the entire community. They allow me to do simple carvings and to take care of the statues. That is how I've lived since that day. It is stomach-turningly savage what was done to you. But what did you expect? You disrespected a lady who was your social better. Many noblemen in Middev would raise their sword to you for insulting their lady in such a fashion. Tell me about this settlement. This place was once the capital of the Wintersun clan. Yes, the capital. In the glory days of old Sakaris, the clan controlled vast swaths of land with several settlements and many farmsteads. But when that accursed Arwalu opened the world wound, the clan began to wither, like a sapling that's been chopped at the roots. Then the world wound opened even wider, and the blight reached these lands. The children of Wintersun either died defending their homes or left in search of a better life elsewhere. In the end, all that was left was this one settlement. Only the toughest, most stubborn people were left, the ones who were prepared to survive and defend their land to their last breath. But even they would have perished if not for the Lady of the Sun. Since she came here, demons haven't dared to attack Wintersun. Life is hard here, the soil is weak, and the animals to hunt few and far between. But it is our home. If we leave our homes and we stop singing our songs, the memory of Sakaris will die too. Tell me about the Lady of the Sun. Marvok, the leader of the Wintersun clan, met her on a hunt many years ago when he was a young man. People say it was love at first sight, and the Lady of the Sun left her magical castle in the clouds to live with Marvok in a humble hut. The Lady of the Sun is a powerful sorceress. She gave Marvok his hunting dragon and has protected Wintersun against the demons all these years. Ever since she came here, not a single demon has attacked this place. Magic users were feared in Sakaris in the old days, and for good reason, if you remember that cursed witch who brought all these calamities down on us. But we trusted the Lady of the Sun and accepted her as our protector, although it was not an easy decision. There's something strange going on in Wintersun. Your fellow villagers call me a monster while they themselves converse with demons like it's nothing. Demons within these walls? That's not possible. The Lady of the Sun promised to protect us. Besides, the settlement has old rune stones that start to flicker when demons approach. Even if the monsters had tricked us somehow by disguising themselves, the stones would have warned us about the danger, and my people wouldn't be caught dead chatting to our sworn enemies. Jesmer frowns as though puzzling something out. I've been looking for missing crusaders and found their bodies at the shrine of the Lady of the Sun. Bodies at the shrine? That is very strange. The children of Wintersun are no enemies of the Crusaders, and no one would dare sully the Lady of Sun shrine with the blood of allies. Marvok always keeps the shrine adorned with flowers for the lady, along with his trophies, slaying demons. The woman is silent for a while, gathering her thoughts. Listen, stranger, there is something odd happening in Wintersun. It's true. The Lady of the Sun promised us protection, and demons truly have never attacked the settlement. But there are visitors that come here from the outside. They come often, and they look like crusaders, merchants from Mendev, scholars from Absalom, or kin of Our Lady from her castle in the clouds. Some of them even live here long term, and every single one of them acts strangely. They talk to us like there's some great joke, and we're not in on it. And sometimes there are rougher types who do something wild. I've tried broaching the topic with people I trust, but they either don't believe me or they're afraid to speak openly. Marvok does not permit any doubts about him, or the Lady of the Sun, or her guest. And there's something else. Grief wells up in the woman's voice. Every few years, someone in the village goes mad. It's usually one of our guards or hunters who go out on forays to kill demons. They either start weeping, begging for forgiveness, or they attack their neighbors. The clan doesn't turn its back on its children. That's why these mad people are only put outside the settlement's walls. But everyone now believes they're beyond helping. They are mad and angry at the entire world. A secret horror gnaws at the soul of Wintersun, but I can't see it or find out what it is. And I don't know how to help you solve it, friend. All I can give you is this piece of advice. Check our rune stones. They should warn us about demons in the vicinity, and if they are not doing that, there's some evil at work here. If you want answers quickly, go straight to Marvok. He's the only person who has been to the castle in the clouds, and he even had a key to it hidden somewhere. He knows more than anyone else. But watch yourself. Marvok is a mighty warrior, quick to anger and ruthless, and the limit of the Lady of the Sun's powers are entirely unknown. Thank you for talking to me. Farewell. All right. Mysterious Village. Start over here. Standing stone.
A success worthy of
Texan
praise.
Hallett, rely on your own strength, on your cunning, on your true arrow, on your sharp blade, on the aid of the spirits, on the vows of priests, but never rely on divination.
It went splendidly.
This runestone is a fake. It has no power to detect demons. If you have Alt Rochelle with you when you do this, I think you don't even need to do the check. It'll just note that the stone is not reacting to her, and as a demon it should, so therefore you know that it's not doing its job. This runestone was smashed, and the piece is carefully hidden.
A success worthy of praise.
Texan Howlett. Wind uproots a single tree, but dies down in a thicket. Stand shoulder to shoulder with your clansmen like trees in a forest.
This is my kind of work.
Forwards.
What do you want with blind Geshmara, stranger? The runestones were broken and replaced with fakes. So demons truly can roam here, and no one even suspected because we have faith in the stone's warning and then the Lady of Sun's protection. The only thing we could do is go to Maravak and demand answers. I want to believe that he's been deceived and will act on behalf of his clan when you show him your proof of the betrayal. And the destruction of the runestones is a true betrayal of our clan. All right.
I stand ready.
I crave your
Yes, what?
Open your heart to me.
Okay, and actually, let's make sure. Yeah, let's go back to area
Don't
of
mind
effect.
me.
Actually, no, he'll do raise.
Are we ready to move out?
And she, let's do web. There we go.
Without a doubt.
The mighty Maravak sits on a dais covered in pelts. In one enormous hand, he is holding a single flower, and his face wears a grim expression. Chief, we've brought the traitor. A tall female warrior drags a stumbling woman with empty eye sockets into the hall. We have several witnesses who say she was slandering the Lady of the Sun and her guest, and that she even urged her neighbors to spy on them. Hand me the axe. Maravak's voice is grim. I have been very patient with you, Geshmara. You dared to dishonor the Lady of the Sun, our happiness and protection. You didn't repent. You only nursed your malice in secret. I see now that taking your eyes was not enough. This time, I will take your hands. Stop. You're busy inflicting violence on the weak and powerless while someone's destroyed your rune stones and replaced them with fakes. He's not lying. Our talismans have been destroyed and can no longer warn us about demons. The smashed pieces were hidden in the walls of our settlement, and replicas that have no magical properties were put in their place. My chief, open your eyes. Can't you see what's going on under your own roof? That is a serious accusation. Chief, permit us to investigate. We'll return shortly, and if this mad woman is lying, your punishment will be doubly justified. When Maravak gives his nod of assent, the warrior strides out of the hall. You feel the weight of Maravak's gaze on you. You succeeded in luring my guards away, but it won't change anything. It's good you came. Saves me from chasing after you or around all of Wintersun. Here, in this hall, is a place of power. For me and my lady, I will kill you here and then go with my people to Dresden and hand it over to its rightful masters. Warriors of Wintersun, attack! All right, all right.
It's for you.
Boom, 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 boom. My lady, don't leave me. Don't leave me. All right.
This is my kind of work.
I don't understand what's up with this. I don't know why there's a thing of ice here and then this ladder leading down with these bones next to it. I don't get that.
We march ahead.
And it's not like I'm missing a perception check or anything like that, so.
You require my unbiased opinion?
The wounded Maravak is shivering as if from a fever. He tries to take the human skull from the plinth in front of the Lady of the Sun statue, but his weakened grip spasms and the skull rolls toward you, stopping at your feet. The warrior watches it with stricken eyes, muttering, "Key," before turning to the statue. My lady, my love, forgive me. I failed you. I lost. Didn't even keep the key safe after you gave it to me. Come, protect our Wintersun, but if you can't, take me away. Take me to your castle in the clouds. Maravak's prayer does not go unanswered. A shadow, unnaturally narrow and trembling, separates from the Lady of the Sun statue and floats above the floor. A delicate hand, or maybe even a claw, reaches out and touches the slumped head of the dying warrior with a soft, almost tender gesture. And then you hear an airy, otherworldly voice directly in your mind. Why are you mortals so fond of breaking other people's toys? So you're the Lady of the Sun? That is what they call me here, replies the insect-like shadow. But you may call me by another name, Cherubeth. What have you done to these people? I merely planted a few ideas in their heads. Laughter, high and abrasive, like a buzzing insect, reverberates in your mind. It is elegant in its simplicity. I make all the people of Wintersun see demons as humans, elves, dwarves, and they see real mortals as demons. They live in a topsy-turvy world where the lands of the Whirlwind are teeming with brave crusaders, and where Dresden was recently captured by an army of hideous monsters from the abyss. If your firebrand Queen Galfrey were to show up here, the people would take her for one of Tuscari's spawn and try to slay her on the spot. And the children of Wintersun already have so much blood on their hands. Every weary traveler who happened to discover this mortal oasis is in the midst of the scarred lands of the Whirlwind, who rushed with brimming hope towards its walls, died at the hands of the clan, and they all fervently believed that they were fighting demons. Why did other demons visit here? There is no other place in all the Whirlwind like my little Wintersun. I don't allow other demons to kill the people in my domain. Instead, they come here to play. They shrug off their demon guise and pretend to be mortals. Even Lady Nocticula and the Midnight Owls does not offer such exotic amusements. You don't seem to be afraid at all, monster. What's stopping me from killing you here and now? Marvok's shoulders convulse. He struggles in vain to stand and to shield the insect-like shadow from you. I will fly off to my sanctum faster than you can blink. Besides, are you ready to doom all of Wintersun to a horrible fate? Asks a sly voice in your head. You probably want to open the poor barbarian's eyes to the truth, but you can't do that without my help. Even if you do, by some miracle, find a way to do it, the children of Wintersun will have to live with the knowledge of what they've done all these years. They will recall every murdered crusader and traveler that they plunged their spears into or burned on a ritual pyre. Most of them will not survive the truth you inflict on them. The rest will be cut down by demons, for I am the only one protecting them from such a fate even now. But I have a better solution. I will change the clan so that from this day forth they will see true mortals and demons alike as human. I will make them believe that the Crusaders have won a final, resounding victory, that peace now reigns in the Whirlwind, and that all the demons have been driven back to the abyss. Every last one. Wintersun will remain a peaceful oasis in the midst of chaos, neutral territory where neither Crusaders nor demons will cross swords in battle. I will get to keep my wondrous domain, and your Crusaders will never perish here again. What do you say to that, Commander? Why not? It won't hurt the clueless barbarians, and a neutral zone may serve my own ends. The wounded Marvok suddenly wheezes, then bites out. My lady, take me. Take me to the castle in the clouds. I knew. A crazed smile warps the warrior's face. I guessed a long time ago that you weren't who you seemed to be, but you brought peace to my people and to me. And I kept your secret as best I could. I stamped out any suspicions, and the people who voiced them, sometimes. I want to live in your light. I don't want to be without you. No matter how much I may despise those who serve as sycophants for the demons, there is some twisted beauty in this. The fellow is brave enough to be honest about what he wants. I do not know many people who are capable of that. You cannot read the emotions on the creature's horrifying face, half hidden by shadows. If it answers Marvok, it does wordlessly, directly in his mind. After a moment of silence, you hear a voice in your head. Give him to me. Take him if you want. Thank you, Commander. You are a curious creature, and it is just possible that we may see each other again. I'm returning to the Ivory Sanctum, the castle in the clouds, as they call it here. You have a key to my home, but will you find out how to use it? I will be expecting your visit. Cherubeth's shadow disappears into the portal, and her departure spells the end of an era in the life of Wintersun. All right. Explore the Ivory Sanctum.
I will guide
So yeah,
us.
you needed the key, and I don't know if you automatically get the location from this, or if you have to get the location from our shell. The blind carver tosses her head back and gives a slight bow. I recognize the sound of your footsteps, Commander. My wood-shaping skills are not what they were, but my hands remember what my eyes cannot see. Please, accept this gift as thanks for listening to me and helping the children of Wintersun. I want to tell you, our clan has started reviving its old crafts. We have goods to sell. Would you like to take a look? How is life in Wintersun now? Carefree and happy. The news that the demons have been defeated, that peace has come at last, spread from house to house like wildfire. New visitors have already come to us from distant lands, bringing with them strange stories and goods to trade. The clan chose me to take Maravok's place. They clearly believe that in these calm and peaceful times, even a blind cripple can govern a clan. I hope I live up to their expectations. Let's take a look at your wares. A +3 Holy Greatsword. +4 Bastard Sword. +3. The Debilitator. +3. Two-handed sword. The Perfected Maneuver. Interesting, okay. What is this? This +3 Fureburn gas is under rage effect. She doesn't suffer from its usual -2 penalty to AC. Interesting. Whoops. Sequence of murder. Whenever this +3 double axe lands a hit with its head, if the next attack with the tail also lands a hit, it deals additional 1d12 slashing damage. Interesting. But these are both +3. I have a +4 weapon. And I will stick with +4, absolutely. Tower shield. Full plate. Might be. Doubtful. Ring of protection. What's this? Never gotten that before. That's interesting. All right. Deal. Oh, was there anything else I wanted from you? No. Right, we're good on you. Okay. Excellent. Nothing over here as well, right?
Without a doubt.
The games are gone now, sure, but how am I supposed to live without Maravok? He's the best chief and the strongest fighter in the clan. You'll figure it out. All right. And bleep, bleep, bleep. That's all, folks. Finally completed this area. It's an animal, right? Yeah, dire bear. Jeez. And as far as I can tell, this is the only exit. I hate when they do that. I mean, why is there only one way to get out of this place? And it's so far away from town, your haste is over by the time you get here. All right. I think this is a good place to end it. I hope all of you have enjoyed the session today. If you did, please go ahead and leave me a like down below and leave any feedback you have for me in the comments. I will see you all in the next video later on this week. Take care.